Hi students, good morning everyone. Yesterday we discussed about the equation of the straight line in the normal form. Okay, so we know that the horizontal line is the x-axis, the vertical line is the y-axis, its point of intersection is the origin. Okay, is it clear? Now let be the line B. This is the line B at a distance p from the origin. At a distance p from the origin, and alpha be the angle made by the normal from the origin. This is the normal. Alpha be the angle made by the normal from the origin to the line with the positive direction of the x-axis. This is the normal. Okay, is it clear? So alpha be the angle made by the normal from the origin to the line. It makes a positive direction of the x-axis. Then the equation of the line is, that is x cos alpha plus y sin alpha equal to p. This is the normal form. Then also we completed the first degree equation in x and y. Okay, the first degree equation in x and y, we know that ax plus by plus c equal to 0. I am requesting you all, please concentrate it. The first degree equation in x and y is always represents a straight line. That is, we can write in the normal form is ax plus by plus c sending other side minus c. Now we divided by when you can write the normal form, undoubtedly it is divided by root of a square plus b square. Then it will comes a upon root a square plus b square into x, by, this is the by root of a square plus b square, the minus c upon root of a square plus b square. This is the normal form when c is less than 0. When c is greater than 0, first we have to multiply with minus, because this is x cos alpha plus y sin alpha equal to p. We have to compare this equation with that line, because this is the normal form, where p is the distance from origin to the line. The distance is positive. Therefore, we can write the perpendicular distance. All of you listen here. The perpendicular distance, from origin, to the line ax plus by plus c equal to 0. So we got one time mods minus c by and another time plus c by. That's why you can write the distance is always positive. The perpendicular distance from origin to the line is denoted by p. That is the modulus of c upon root of a square plus b square. This is the formula of the perpendicular distance from origin to the line ax plus by plus c equal to 0. Okay. Now today we are going to discuss about the transform the equation x plus y plus 1 equal to 0 into the normal form. So the transform the equation x plus y plus 1 equal to 0 into the normal form. First we take the equation. The equation of the straight line is x plus y plus 1 equal to 0. We have to know that the normal form is the x cos alpha plus y sin alpha equal to p, where p is the perpendicular distance from origin to the line, where alpha is the angle made by the normal from origin to the line with the positive direction of the x-axis. Therefore, now we are taking the left hand side x and y term, the plus 1 is the minus 1. So now it is divided by root of a square plus b square. The a equals to 1, b equal to 1. Therefore, now we take the a square plus b square. The a square plus b square value is the 1 plus 1. That is 1 plus 1 is the 2. Now divided by root 2 on both sides. Therefore, we have to divide it by root 2 on both sides. Then it will come x by root 2 plus y by root 2 minus 1 by root 2. Is it clear? But we have to know that when you have to compare with x cos alpha, y sin alpha equal to p. The p is always positive. The p is always positive. That's why we have to multiple with minus on both sides. Then it is minus 1 by root 2 minus 1 by root 2 into x plus y into minus 1 by root 2 minus 1 by root 2 into y. This is minus of minus plus 1 by root 2. We have to know that the values of 1 by root 2 in cos and sin, because we have to compare with the x cos alpha plus y sin alpha equal to p. Therefore, we can write the equation the x into minus of cos of pi by 4, the x into minus cos of pi by 4 plus y into minus sin of pi by 4 equal to 1 by root 2. So now we observe here both are negative. Suppose both are positive, no problem. Suppose it is a positive, then it is we have to compare with directly x cos alpha plus y sin alpha equal to p. But is not there here. The x cos alpha is not there, minus x cos alpha. Here the minus sin alpha is there. So we have to know that when the both are negative, this is the negative x axis, this is the negative y axis. Minus is the third quadrant. This is the plus, no problem. This is the plus minus. This is the, you can write this is the minus plus in second quadrant. This is plus minus. Therefore, you can write in this case pi plus theta. The pi plus theta is the third quadrant. Here you can write pi minus theta. Here you can write the 2 pi minus theta. We can replace it by theta is 2 pi minus theta in the fourth quadrant. In second quadrant pi minus theta. In third quadrant pi plus theta. That is our observation. When both are negative, we can take directly pi plus theta. That means we can write here the x into cos of 180 plus theta. Cos 180 plus theta is the minus cos theta plus y into sin of 180 plus theta. Sin of 180 plus theta lies in the Q3. Therefore, third quadrant cos is a negative. Cos 180 plus theta minus cos theta. Sin 180 plus theta, sin is also negative. All silver teacups. In the third quadrant, tan and cot are the positive. Therefore, then it equals to 1 by root 2. Now, this is in the form of x cos 5 pi by 4 plus y sin 5 pi by 4 equals to 1 by root 2. This is we have to compare with. X cos alpha plus y sin alpha equal to p. This is we have to compare with x cos alpha plus y sin alpha equal to p, where p is the 1 by root 2, cos alpha is the cos of 5 pi by 4, sin alpha is the sin 5 pi by 4. Okay, is in the normal form. This is the solution. Now the another concept, the perpendicular distance or the length of the perpendicular. Okay, length of the perpendicular or the perpendicular distance. Therefore, the perpendicular distance from the point P x1 comma y1 to the line ax plus by plus c equal to 0 is modulus of a into x1 ax1 b into y1 by1 plus c upon root of a square plus b square. This is to find the length of the perpendicular from the point to the line is the modulus of ax1 plus by1 plus c upon root of a square plus b square. So we are know that, all of you listen carefully, we know that in the transformation of axis or change of axis, the transformation of axis are the two types. One of the translation of axis, another one is the rotation of axis. We have to know that when the origin is shifted to the another point, when the origin is shifted to the another point h comma k by the translation of axis, then the small x comma y can be transformed into big X comma big Y. That's why we can written as the small x equal to capital X plus h and the small y is the capital Y plus k. This is the answer. Yes or no? The small x is the capital X plus h and the small y is the capital Y plus k. This is the formula of, are you understand or not? When the origin is shifted to the point, h comma k. Is it clear? When the origin is shifted to the point h comma k by the translation of axis, the small x comma small y can be written as capital X plus h comma capital Y plus k. Okay. Suppose if you are draw the perpendicular from this to this completely small y, this completely small x. Is it clear? When we are taking the original represents to the original axis, sorry, this is the x-axis. When we are taking the original axis, original means old axis, draw the perpendicular from this to this. This is the length y, this is the length x. Now we can here taking this is the h, this is k. Therefore, undoubtedly this part is the x minus of h. Therefore, when the length is x minus h, undoubtedly this is the x minus h. But these are the new reference, big X and big Y. Therefore, here the big X equal to this one. This is the big X. Therefore, the big X equal to x minus h. The small x is the formula x plus h. Similarly, we can prove the small y equal to capital Y plus k. Okay. When the axes are translated to the another point without changing the directions of the coordinate axis, then that transformation is called the translation of axis. Suppose the origin is shifted to the another point h comma k, the small x comma small y is represents to the original axis, big X comma big Y, the big X comma big Y be a point represents the new axis, then the small x can be written as capital X plus h and small y be the capital Y plus k. But we have to know that, how to know that? We know the perpendicular distance from origin, the perpendicular distance from origin to the line, the perpendicular distance from origin to the line ax plus by plus c equal to 0 is the form modulus of c by root of a square plus b square. Okay, root of a square plus b square. Now we have to find the perpendicular distance from x1 y1, from the x1 y1. Is it clear? That means the origin is shifted to the point x1 y1. This is we take h comma k. Is it clear? The origin can be transformed into the px1 y1. What is the new origin here? H comma k. That means now we have to find the, all of you listen here, the perpendicular distance from px1 y1 upon the line ax plus by plus c equal to 0. We have to find this. We have to find this distance. How to find this distance? The perpendicular distance from origin to the line ax plus by plus c equal to 0. Everyone know that mod c by root of a square plus b square. Here the origin is shifted to the x1 comma y1. then it is small x equal to, we can write the small x equal to capital X plus h, where h is the x1 and the small y is the capital Y plus y1. We have to know that by the translation of axis, the small x equal to capital X plus h comma k are the x1 y1. Now the required transformed equation, the required transformed equation, all of you listen here. The required transformed equation is, what is the given equation? Original equation is the ax plus by plus c equal to 0. Now we are substituting the small x is a into capital X plus h, b into small y is the capital Y plus capital Y, that is the capital Y plus y1 plus c equal to 0. Is it clear? Cap x plus x1, small y is the y plus y1 plus c. Now the transformed equation is a into x is the ax plus b into y is the by. This is the a into x1. All of you listen here. The a into x1 ax1, b into y1 by1 plus c equal to 0. Now this is ax plus by plus c. This is the ax plus by plus c. We have to compare this one. Ax plus by plus c equal to 0. Now the perpendicular distance from new origin, the perpendicular distance from new origin P to the above line is mod c by root of a square plus b square. Now the perpendicular distance, all of you listen here, we have to know that the perpendicular distance, we have to everybody know that the perpendicular distance from origin to the line is mod c by root of a square plus b square. Now write the perpendicular distance new origin px1 comma y1, new origin px1 comma y1 to the equation 1 is, we can write the modulus of ax1 plus by1 plus c upon root of a square plus b square. This is the perpendicular distance. Okay. Find the perpendicular distance. All of you listen. Find the perpendicular distance. Perpendicular distance from the point minus 6 comma 5 to the line 5x minus 12y equal to 3. Find the perpendicular distance from the point minus 6 comma 5 to the line 5x minus 12y equal to 3. So we know that the perpendicular distance or the length of the perpendicular distance or the length of the perpendicular drawn from the point px1 comma y1 to the line ax plus by plus c equal to 0 is modulus of ax1 plus by1 plus c by root of under root a square plus b square. How is it? Ax1, that is 5 into minus 6 minus 30 minus 12 into 5. We can replace it by 5. Y is the 5, that is minus of 60. Is it clear? 5 into minus 6 minus 30 minus 12 into 5, 12 5 is 60. The plus 3 sending other side. This is the minus 3 upon root of a square plus b square. A square plus b square. A square is the 5 square is the 25 plus b square is the minus 12 square. B square is the minus 12 square is the 144. Now this is minus 30 minus 60 minus 3. This is must be 93 upon root of 169 is the 13 units. Root of 169 is the 13. Okay. Now the another concept, the distance between the parallel lines. So parallel line means if the two lines having the slopes are equal, that means m1 equals to mt, m1 equals to m2, then they are said to be parallel lines. How to find the m1 slope of the line? We know that the slope of the line ax plus by plus c equal to 0. The slope is the here minus of a by b. How to find the minus of a by b? It is just you can remember it. We know that the by equals to minus ax, the plus ax plus c sending other side. That is the minus ax minus c. Now the into b is sending other side. This is the minus of a by b into x minus of c by b. Now this is compared with y equal to mx plus c. What is the m is here? We know that the y equal to mx plus c is the equation of the straight line in the form of slope and intercept form. Slope and y-intercept. Slope is the m and y-intercept is the c. Then the equation of the line is y equal to mx plus c, where m is the minus of a by b. That means the slope of the line is minus of a by b, where a is the coefficient of x, b is the coefficient of y. Therefore, here parallel line means they have the slopes equal but the different constants. Okay, if the constant also same, then they are said to be constant lines. Therefore, the distance between the parallel lines ax plus by plus c1 equal to 0 and ax plus by plus c2 equal to 0 is modulus of c1 minus c2, modulus of c1 minus c2 upon root of a square plus b square. This is the form. The distance between the parallel lines ax plus by plus c1 equal to 0 and ax plus by plus c2 equal to 0 is the formula modulus of c1 minus c2 upon root of a square plus b square. Root of a square plus b square. So here the slope of the first line minus of a by b. The slope of the second line is minus of a by b. That's why these two are called the parallel lines. Suppose we are taking any point on the first line is x1 y1. This is the first line, this is the second line. These two are parallel. If you take any point on the first line is px1 comma y1. These are taken equation 1 and equation 2. Let px1 comma y1 be a point on the first line. Therefore that it is become ax1. Substituting x equal to x1, y equals to y1. Since the point px1 y1 is passing through the or lies on the first line, therefore the ax1 plus by1 plus c1 equal to 0. Is it clear? This is the p lies on the first line, ax1 plus by1 plus c1 equal to 0. Just now we know that the distance of the perpendicular distance or the length of the perpendicular, just now we discussed, that is the distance of px1 y1 to the second line. This is we take equation 1, this is equation 2. The distance of, here we can write the distance of px1 comma y1. The distance of the px1 comma y1 to the second line, to the ax plus by plus c2 equal to 0. The distance of px1 y1 to the second line ax plus by plus c2 equal to 0 is, just now we discussed, the modulus of a into x1 is the ax1 plus b into y1 is the by1 plus C2 upon root of a square plus b square. Root of a square plus b square. This is, we know that the length of the perpendicular from the x1 y1 to the line ax plus by plus c2 equal to 0. How to write this one? The ax1 plus by1 can be written as, how to write this is ax1 plus by1, the plus c1 is sending other side, minus of c1. Therefore, this is, you can write the minus of c1 plus c2 upon root of a square plus b square. In modulus, either a minus b or b minus a are same. Therefore, we can write the, taken the minus is the common, then you can write this is modulus of c1 minus c2. When we are taken the common is the minus, that is the c1 minus c2, put in the modulus upon a minus b or b minus a, whatever it may be. In modulus, either a minus b, mod of a minus b equal to mod of b minus a. Therefore, now this is the under root of a square plus b square. This is the perpendicular, this is the distance between two parallel lines. Those are ax plus by plus c1 equal to 0. Ax plus by plus c2 equal to 0 is modulus of c1 minus c2 upon root of a square plus b square. Okay. So find the distance between the parallel lines. X minus 2y plus 3 equal to 0. 4y minus 2x plus 1 equal to 0. So all of you listen here. So these are undoubtedly parallel lines, because the slope of this line is the minus of a by b. Minus of a is the 1, b is the minus 2. This is the 1 by 2. The slope of this one is minus of a by b. A is the minus 2, b is the 4. Minus of minus plus 1 by 2. When the slopes are equal, they are parallel. Now we find the distance between them. What is the coefficient of x is here 2. Now this is multiple with 2 in the first equation. Then it is a 2x. First equation is multiple with into 2. Therefore 2 into x, 2x. 2 into 2 is the 4y. Now 2 3 jar is the 6 equal to 0. Say that equation 1. 2x, 2 2 jar 4y, 2 3 jar 6. Now this is multiple with minus, then it is the 2x minus 4y minus 1 equal to 0 is the equation 2. Now this is, we have to multiple with minus. This is the 2x minus 4y minus 1 equal to 0. Now these two are the parallel lines. What is the distance between the parallel lines is modulus of c1 minus c2. The distance between the parallel lines, is modulus of c1 minus c2. Modulus of c1 minus c2 upon root of a square plus b square. That is the 6 minus of minus plus 1. This is the 6 plus 1 upon root of a square plus b square is the 4 plus 16. 4a square is the 4, b square is the 16. Now this can be written as 7 by root of 20. 7 by root of 20 is the answer. Now root 20 can be written as 4 into 5. How to write this one? 7 by root 20. 4 into 5. Root 4 is the 2. Now this is 2 into root 5 units. Therefore 2 into root 5 units. Is it clear? Right. Now the symmetric form of the straight line. The equation of the line, passes through the x1 comma y1. Passes through the x1 y1 and having the inclination and having the inclination theta is x minus x1 by cos theta equals to y minus y1 by sin theta. This is the form symmetric. If the equation is in the form of x minus x1 by cos theta equal to y minus y1 by sin theta is called the equation of the straight line is in the symmetric form. X by a plus y by b equal to 1 intercept form. Y equal to mx plus c slope intercept form, where m is the slope, c is the y-intercept. Y minus y1 equal to m into x minus x1 slope point form. 2 points form is the y minus y1 equal to y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1 into x minus x1. The first degree equation in x and y is always represents a straight line, that is ax plus by plus c equal to 0. So the slope of that line is the minus of a by b. Perpendicular slope is the b by a. So the equation of the line in the normal form is, let be the line at a distance p from the origin, and the alpha be the angle made by the normal from the origin to the line, which makes positive direction of the x-axis. Then x cos alpha plus y sin alpha equal to p, where p is the perpendicular distance from origin to the line. Suppose the perpendicular distance from origin to the line ax plus by plus c equal to 0 is mod c by root of a square plus b square. The perpendicular distance from x1 y1 to the line ax plus by plus c equal to 0 is the modulus of ax1 plus by1 plus c by root of a square plus b square. Just now we prove that the distance between the parallel lines ax plus by plus c1 equal to 0 and ax plus by plus c2 equal to 0 is the modulus of c1 minus c2 upon the root of a square plus b square. Okay. Now the equation of the straight line passing through the point x1 comma y1 and having the inclination theta is the x minus x1 by cos theta equals to y minus y1 by sin theta. This is in the form of symmetric form. We have to know that the solution is, we know that the equation of the line passing through the point x1 y1 having the slope m is slope point form. Y minus y1 equal to m into x minus x1. The y minus y1 equal to m into x minus x1. Now this confined y minus y1 equal to m is the tan theta, where m is, we know that tan theta. Therefore that is x minus x1. Now we can write y minus y1 equal to tan theta can be written as sin theta by cos theta. What is the tan theta? Sin theta by cos theta into x minus x1. Now into sin theta is sending other side by. What is the remaining here? The x minus x1 by cos theta equals to y minus y1 by into sin is the by sin theta. This is the equation of the line is in the form of symmetric. Okay. Now the another form is the parametric form. So the parametric form is the, all of you listen here. The parametric form, if px comma y be a point on the line passing through the ax1 comma y1. If px comma y be a point on the line passing through the ax1 comma y1 and having the inclination and having the inclination theta. Okay, then the small x equal to x1 plus mod r cos theta and y equals to y1 plus mod r sin theta. These are called the parametric equations of the line. The small x equal to x1 plus mod r cos theta and small y is the y1 plus mod r sin theta. Therefore, where mod r is the, all of you listen here, its solution is, just 1 minute, it is a x-axis, it is a y-axis. If you align this one here, the having the inclination theta, if you are having the inclination means the line makes an angle theta with the positive direction of the x-axis. This is the point P x comma y. This is passing through the a x1 comma y1. If P x comma y be a point on the line passing through the x1 y1 having the inclination theta, then the parametric form is the x equal to x1 plus mod r cos theta comma y equals to y1 plus mod r sin theta. Here the mod r is the why we are taking the mod r, that means here the distance is always positive. Okay, the distance is always positive, that's why you are taking the mod r is the distance between a and P. Therefore, the P is at a distance r from the point A. So, this is used to find the points and the distance and the theta also. Suppose find the coordinates of the point P as at a distance 5 units from the point 1, 2. Having the incline makes an angle 35 or 45 degrees with the positive direction of the x-axis. Is it clear? Find the coordinates of the point P at a distance of 5 units from the point A1, 2 makes an angle 45 degrees with the positive direction of the x-axis. In that case, we have to take the small x equal to x1 plus mod r cos theta, y equal to y1 plus mod r sin theta. In that case, we have to take r is the plus or minus. Since find the coordinates at a distance 5 units means the P can be above or below. Suppose if you taken 5 is a distance here and also the below at a distance 5 another point is there. We have to apply the find the points. Undoubtedly the R can be written as plus or minus. R can be written as plus or minus. Therefore, but here is given that if P x comma y be a point on the line passing through the point x1 y1 having the inclination theta. Therefore, we have to know that. What do you know that? Just now we proved that the symmetric form is x minus x1 by cos theta equals to y minus y1 by sin theta equals to r. Therefore, we say that r. Okay, all of you listen here. We know that the symmetric form is x minus x1 by cos theta equal to y minus y1 by sin theta. Therefore, x minus x1, suppose we are taking mod r, that equal to mod r cos theta. What is the x is? x1 plus mod r cos theta. Similarly, the small y equals to y1 plus mod r sin theta. This is the formula of the parametric form of the lines. Small x equal to x1 plus mod r cos theta and small y is the y1 plus mod r sin theta. Where the mod r equal to, just now here, how to find the mod r? This is sending to the other side x minus x1. This is sending to the other side y minus y1. Squaring on both sides, cos square plus sin square is 1. R square is the common. As that square is sending to the other side, root of x minus x1 whole square plus y minus y1 whole square. Is it clear? The sum of the squares when these are sending other side, x minus x1 equal to mod r cos theta, y minus y1 equal to mod r sin theta. Sum of the squares is the r square equal to x minus x1 whole square plus y minus y1 whole square. Therefore, mod r is the under root of x minus x1 whole square plus y minus y1 whole square. That is the distance of this one, x minus x1 whole square plus y minus y1 whole square in the under root. Okay, this is the parametric form. And one more thing is here, if the straight line passing through the p x1 y1 and meets the line and meets the ax plus by plus c equal to 0 at q and having the inclination theta, if the straight line passing through the x1 y1 and meets the ax plus by plus c equal to 0 at q and having the inclination theta, then the PQ equals to, we can write all of you, ax1 plus by1 plus c modulus of a cos theta plus b sin theta. This is completely objective approach only. The distance of P and Q, directly you can write ax1 plus by1 plus c upon a cos theta plus b sin theta. How to get this one? The distance of PQ. All of you listen here. The distance of PQ, that means that is R. How to write this one? Just now we know that the distance here, R is the distance from x1 y1. R is the distance from x1 y1. Suppose if you are taking the point px1 comma y1, be a point on the line, makes an angle theta with the positive direction of the x-axis, is at a distance r and meets the another line at q. So a line is passing through the px1 y1 meets the line at q. We are taking the distance pq is the r and having the inclination is the theta. How to find the q? Q is the point. Just now we know that what is the parametric form? Small x comma y is the x1 plus mod r cos theta, y1 plus mod r sin theta, x1 plus r cos theta, y1 plus mod r sin theta. You can take mod r is nothing but r. When you have to find the distance, undoubtedly you can write the mod r is nothing but r. When you are find the points, undoubtedly we take the mod r, we take mod r. Therefore, the q is the x1 plus r cos theta, y1 plus r sin theta. The small x equal to x1 plus r cos theta, small y equal to y plus r sin theta. Now q lies on. Now the q lies on. The q meets at q. That means the q lies on ax plus by plus c equal to 0. Now this is replaced by this point. We are taking the x. This is y. The a into x, that means a into, this is the x1 plus r cos theta plus b into y is the y1 plus r sin theta plus c equal to 0. Now we are taking the r is the common here. This is the a cos theta plus, here also r is the common. This is the b sin theta, then it will be the minus of ax1 plus by1 plus c. Now you can write, how to write the r is the pq, the r is the pq, r is, you can write pq equal to, this will be sending other side, modulus of ax1 plus by1 plus c by a cos theta plus b sin theta. This is in the modulus. Modulus of ax1 plus by1 plus c by a cos theta plus b sin theta. This is the PQ. That means the distance is always positive. The point of intersection. That means two lines intersect this point. This point P is called the point of intersection. Point of intersection. Is it clear? So suppose if the first line and second line intersect at P, then P is called the point of intersection. Okay? How to find the point P? So here the point P we can find in three methods. How to find the point P? In three methods. The first one is elimination method, and second is the substitution method, and third method is the cross multiplication method. Elimination means we have to multiple with here a1 is this one, this is multiple with a2. These are taken 1 and 2. The a1 is multiple with the second equation, a2 is multiple with the first equation. After the subtraction we got the values of y. The y is substitute either 1 or 2, we get x. That is called the elimination method. The point now we have to find the values of x and y only. Okay. Therefore, the another method is substitution method. That means we have to take the left hand side x, then these terms are sending to the other side, into a1 also sending to the other side. That x value substitute in this. That is called the substitution method. Now the third method is the cross multiplication method. How to find this one? First we take the y coefficient is the b1, constant c1. The x coefficient is the a1. Again you can write b1. Similarly b2, c2, a2, b2. How to write this one? b2, c2, a2, b2. These are the x by. This is the y by. This is 1 by. How to write this one? The cross multiplication method is x can be written as b1 c2 minus b2 c1. This is the form b1 c2 minus b2 c1. Now this is the y by c1 a2. How to write this one? The c1 a2 minus the c2 a1. This is y upon c1 a2 minus c2 a1. Then 1 can be written as 1 upon 1 by, we can write this is a1 b2 minus a2 b1. a2 b1. Is it clear? These are the x and y. Now the point of intersection. The point of intersection that can be taken as x comma y. The point of intersection is the x comma y. That can be, this is sending to the here, that is b1 c2 minus b2 c1 upon a1 b2 minus a2 b1 comma, this will be sending to the numerator c1 a2 minus c2 a1 upon a1 b2 minus a2 b1. This is the point of intersection. Is it clear? Okay. Here one theorem. So here the line, the ratio in which the line ax plus by plus c equal to 0 divides the line segment joining ax1 y1 and bx2 y2 is minus L11 is to L22, where L11 is ax1 plus by1 plus c, L22 is the ax2 plus by2 plus c. Here the line L, this is the line, this is we are taking the line L, that is the ax plus by plus c equal to 0. The line ax plus by plus c equal to 0 divides the line joining. This is the a be the point x1 comma y1, b be the point x2 comma y2. Is it clear? The a be the point x1 y1 and b be the point x2 y2. That means the line ax plus by plus c divides the line joining ax1 y1 and bx2 y2 in the ratio minus L11 is to L22. L11 is, what is the L11? The point A substitute in this AX1 plus BY1 plus C is nothing but L11. L22 is the substitute the B, that is AX2 plus BY2 plus C, that is the L22. Is it clear? Now this we have to take the ratio m is to n. Suppose if you are taking the ratio m is to n, then divided by n, m by n is to 1, that can be taken as some constant into 1. Therefore this is the k is to 1. Now we have to find the only k is to 1. The line, the ratio in which the line which divides the line joining the A and B, we are taking k is to 1. Therefore, by using the section formula, by using the section form, we know that the point P, how to write the point P? mx2 plus nx1 by m plus n. We have to know that the fundamentals. Therefore, the A is the x1 y1 and B is the x2 y2. The px comma y, the px comma y, the p, suppose we are taking x comma y, the px comma y divides the line joining A x1 y1 and B x2 y2 in the ratio m is to n internally, that is mx2 plus nx1 by m plus n, comma my2 plus ny1 by m plus n. Similarly, we can write this is mx2, that is kx2 plus 1 into x1 upon k plus 1. my2 is the k into y2 ky2 plus 1 into y1 upon the k plus 1. This is the point P. Therefore P lies on the line. Therefore P x comma y, when we are taking the P equal to x comma y, the P is the x comma y. This is lies on the line ax plus by plus c equal to 0. A into the x is here kx2 plus x1. What is the x is here? We can equating the abscess. Kx2 plus x1 upon k plus 1. B is the y is the here ky2 plus y1 upon k plus 1 plus c equal to 0. Now taking the LCM is the k plus 1. First we take the common term is the k. Now here the remaining is ax2. Here is the by2. K into c is the kc. We take the common is the k. The remaining is the c. What are the remaining here? The ax1. The remaining second term here by1. 1 into c. This is, we know that k into, what is the here? ax2 plus by2 here. This is the by2. Therefore ax2 plus by2 plus c is given that L22 plus ax1. This is the by1. ax1 plus by1 plus c is given that L11. Therefore the KL22 equals to minus L11. Therefore the value of KL22 equal to minus L11. Therefore k equals to minus of L11 into is sending other side upon L22. Therefore you can take k is to 1 is our required ratio. The k is to 1 is the here minus of L11 is to L22. The ratio in which the straight line ax plus by plus c equal to 0 divides the line segment joining the points a x1 y1 and b x2 y2 in the ratio is minus of L11 is to L22. What is the L11 is here? ax1 plus by1 plus c equal to 0 is the L11. and the L22 is the ax2 plus by2 plus c equal to 0. Okay, this is today. All of you please watch the videos. Okay, thank you all.